If you are a stay-at-home mom who feels like you're constantly on a rat wheel trying to deal with the same issues day after day, you're not alone. I want to share one thing that has made motherhood and homemaking so much easier when it comes to those reoccurring problems I'm constantly facing. It is what I call motherhood reverse engineering. I have to get some cleaning done, so come along with me while I explain what it is. And I'll also be giving real-life examples of how I've made it work in our home. So it's really very simple. I have to start with the problem. I have to examine reoccurring problems I encounter on a normal day. Then I need to take them apart and figure out how to not let it be a problem again. So let me walk around and show you some of the examples of the things that I have reversed engineered over the years. I'm going to start with baskets. I am not an organized person by nature, but baskets have really helped me keep my home running well. I have baskets and bins for everything because they really help make it simple for the kids and myself. This basket is our blanket basket. When I bought it, it was for laundry that would inevitably end up on the living room floor. At our last house, for some reason, laundry in the living room was just a huge problem for us. I didn't want that to be a problem in this house, so I bought a basket to keep in our living room so that we would have a place to put dirty clothes here. This basket used to be used for junk mail. At our last house, the junk mail would just overflow everywhere. It'd be on the kitchen island, the dining room table, the entry table, the living room table, the couch. I'm not kidding, everywhere. It was a huge pain point. It helped develop the habit for us to just recycle it right away. So now we no longer need it for that, so we use this as a toy basket now. I think one of the greatest examples of reverse engineering has just been the laundry fiasco. We have completely uprooted everything, and now the kids' laundry is in the living room because getting laundry baskets back upstairs with like 400 baby gates is such a hassle, and I honestly just stopped doing it. So I figured, why not move the clean laundry in here to save time and remove that pain point? Especially because for some reason, all of my kids like to change their clothes in the living room no matter where we keep them. To eliminate even more reoccurring problems, we got this laundry sorter for our laundry room so we can just sort as we go and put all the laundry in here. Hence why we no longer need a laundry basket in the living room because this is right around the corner. I'll link in the description my video for my super efficient laundry routine. And as a little behind the scenes secret, if you watch it, you'll know that I created that entire laundry routine based on reverse engineering and looking at the pain points we had in laundry and figuring out how to solve them. So at one point, we used to have a big cube organizer here that we used to keep all of our shoes in and be an entry table. It worked in theory, but not in practice. It just became a huge clutter catcher, and my kids and I could not keep up with actually keeping our shoes in there. So we relocated the shelf, and now we just have one big basket for shoes. There's no more clutter, and it's super easy to keep the shoes put away. I am finally ready to remove this because we no longer need it. But when my twins were newborns and I had a 1 and a 5-year-old, I could not remember anything to save my life. Mom brain was a severe problem. So I wrote a list of everything we needed, and we did not walk out the door without consulting this list. This one might seem super simple, but my toddler had trouble finding his coats because his big brother always put his coats on top. So now each kid just gets a hook. And while we're on the subject of coats, I found it to be a huge annoyance to have the kids tracking mud all through the house because the mudroom is in the front of the house, but the muddy backyard is in the back of the house. So we moved this basket to right by the back door so that they can keep all their play coats and shoes in there. And so the front basket is for the nicer shoes. And I'm not talking fancy. I'm just saying not covered in mud. And if you're a mom, you'll get it. I don't know who ever came up with the idea of keeping socks with the rest of the laundry in a dresser. I found it's easier just to keep a basket of all the kids' socks right by the front door because that's where they put on their shoes. Now, before I tell you the rest of the examples, I do want to stop for just a minute and thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. My name is Dee, and on this channel, I share ideas, tips, and encouragement for stay-at-home moms while I clean and organize my house. So if you want to work alongside someone while we talk about things that matter to us moms, then I would love it if you would hit subscribe. Now let's get back to it. Another problem we were having was water bottles everywhere. The kids would just keep putting them on the counter, and we don't have a ton of counter space to work with. So I just bought a shoe organizer and hung it on the hall closet, and now we have the hydration station, which is pretty central to our home. Water bottles are such a reoccurring problem for us. We have had the hardest time trying to get everyone out the door lately because no one's water is ever filled when it's suddenly time to leave. So I found a couple of extra water bottles that we had laying around and I filled them up and I just keep them in the car filled and I find I only have to refill them about once a week. This isn't going to work for us in the summer when we start to get our extreme heat, but for right now, with the mild winters, it is working and it is perfect. And that's the thing, these systems we create by reverse engineering don't have to last forever. If they can even help during a short season, that's still a win. Now, if you're a normal person and can just come up with common sense solutions in the present, this video might not be for you. But if you're like me and you're feeling like you're having the exact same issues day after day, you know how draining that can be. And it can be really hard to see those solutions in the moment. But if you intentionally step back and look at the whole picture, it helps you to see the forest through the trees. Do not let today's struggles turn into tomorrow's. We've also implemented a really simple system that has completely kept my car clean. My car was always trashed, and I wish I could say it's because I have kids, but really it's because I have me. So now every Sunday on the way to church, we stop and get gas, and while my husband is pumping gas, my oldest son and I gather up all the garbage and we throw it out. The last system I want to talk about is my car bin. When I had my first child, I packed everything in a diaper bag. I was so worried that I had to have everything I could possibly need on my person. But then I got really tired of lugging around a giant backpack, and I realized I really didn't need to keep everything in my bag. So I just keep what I might need in my car. I am now able to just have a very minimal diaper bag, which makes going places so much less stressful because there's just so much less I have to keep track of. But I feel prepared because everything I might need is in my car. Watch this video to see what I keep in my car bin, and thank you so much for hanging out with some lady on YouTube.